When I first started coaching, I struggled to get clients. Now, I was having a lot of conversations, speaking to a lot of people. People were getting really great value from those conversations, but not one person was signing up for coaching. Why? The reason why is I'm Abraham. I'm a top sales strategist for Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I've sold over 7 figures in coaching programs in the last 10 years. I've worked with thousands of coaches and business owners to land higher paying, more committed clients. Today, I want to share with you the biggest reason a lot of coaches struggle to get clients and give you some strategies to overcome it so you can grow your business. So when I first started out, I was jumping on sales calls with people. I thought they were sales calls, but nobody else did. They just got value and said, "Thanks, Abe, this is great." Now, if I wanted to become a professional volunteer, I wouldn't have become a coach. I would have just given my services away for free, but that wasn't the plan. The plan was to have a business, because a business is a vehicle. And with that vehicle, we can go further, faster, we can do more, impact more people. In fact, the reason why I got into coaching is because I felt called for more. If you feel called for more, let me know in the comments below. But I felt called for more, and I wanted to create impact on a much higher level. If you're a coach, most likely you feel something similar. So let me know if this sounds familiar. You jump on a sales call and you start coaching, you start helping. Somebody tells you about their problem and you go to fix it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are schools of thought out there that say, hey, actually, the way to get clients is to jump on multiple calls with the same person and keep helping and keep helping and keep helping until you finally say, let's make it official. The problem with that is a lot of coaches actually follow that method because they have a fear of sales. Either it's too confrontational, or there's that deep fear of coming off as sleazy and like a car salesperson, so they want to avoid it altogether. And so it doesn't matter how many conversations you have with the person, you never really feel comfortable or confident to lean in for the kiss. On top of that, you're spending a lot of time up front with somebody that may or may not even have the resources to hire you or want to hire you. When it comes to the sales process, more often than not, the number one reason why a lot of coaches fail to convert prospects into clients is because of the filled cup phenomena. What does that mean? It means that if somebody wants to achieve transformation in some area of their life, it's not going to happen on one call. Unless you're just blessed with some godlike powers, most likely it's going to take time. And that's exactly what your program is for. To work with somebody over a set amount of time, weeks, months, maybe even years, to achieve some result in some area of their life. However, because you're a coach, you're a good-hearted human being, you want to help people, you want to help and start serving from the get-go. It's very difficult to sit still when you see a gaping problem. You want to go in and fix it. But what happens is when you do that, you fill someone's cup and you give them the false illusion that they can now do it on their own. And so what ends up happening is they go off on their own and obviously don't get the transformation, the result. But a few weeks down the road, when they're back in the same spot where they were, of course, now a little bit of shame creeps in. Well, I told Abe that I had it from here and I don't, and I can't really go back because I don't want to go against what I said, and then it's a mess. More often than not, if somebody doesn't sign up with you on that call, it's very unlikely that they're going to sign up with you in the future. Not impossible, but very unlikely. And that's no way to run a business. Now, when I was experiencing this phenomena, I realized, look, if I want to land clients, I got to do something about this. So I sought help. And what I got from my sales mentor was 3 questions. Now, those 3 questions have helped me to make a lot of money and sell a lot of coaching programs over the last 10 years of my life. If you are looking to land clients on that call and get them to a place where they're ready to make a commitment, then there's absolutely 2 things that we have to do. Number 1, we have to go into pain. Yeah, it sucks, but we gotta get into the pain and not fix it. I know it sounds crazy because what you want to do is you want to help somebody who's in pain, but they can't get served on one call alone. That's what your program is for. It's about asking questions that actually opens the wound a little bit further. From a place of love and compassion, you can ask questions that enable somebody to really feel the pain that they feel, and also shift their priorities and perspective and realize, hey, if I don't do something about it, if I don't commit myself to taking the steps necessary and to work with somebody like you on working on this area of my life, then this pain is only going to continue to grow. So number one is feeling the pain, but number two is developing a sense of urgency. If there's no urgency, then why is somebody going to sign up with you? I had an experience when I used to be a filmmaker. I was shooting in a very marshy area and I got bit on the leg by a spider or something, I don't know. But as a starving artist, I didn't have health insurance. So instead of going to a doctor, I thought, well, I'll just take some Benadryl, I'll be all right. I wasn't all right. The little red thing on my leg kept growing and growing. And a friend of mine was like, Abe, you should do something about that. That doesn't look so good. But again, I was like, yeah, I'm okay, I'm good. I didn't have urgency until one day I woke up and I couldn't move my leg. I had to then go to the hospital, take antibiotics. I ended up paying a lot more money than had I just gone to the doctor in the first place and gotten some antibiotics then. So the point of the story is that if my friend, which is you in this situation when you're on that sales call, if my friend had said, Abe, if you don't do something now, look at what's going to happen. What do you think is going to happen? And get me to a place where I start experiencing that urgency and that pain, then obviously I'm going to take action. When you're on that sales call, it's really that almost life or death situation where if you get off and there's no commitment to change, then honestly, what is going to change? What is going to be different in your prospect's life? Not much. So there's 3 questions that my sales mentor taught me to ask in order to go into the pain, understand what that pain is about, and develop urgency to do something about it. And here they are. Number 1, what do you want? Obviously, if somebody gets in the back of a taxi and the taxi driver says, where do you want to go? And the person goes, I don't know. It's going to be a very short taxi ride, right? So as a coach, as a consultant, as a business person that's coming in, I got to understand, what is it that you want? Do our goals align? Do you want something that my program, my offer can help you with? Yes or no? That's super important. So the first question is always, what do you want? The second question is, why do you think that you don't have it yet? Or what's standing in your way? Oftentimes, people will give a very surface level, very intellectual answer. That's not enough. We got to keep digging deeper and deeper until somebody actually comes from a place of emotion, whether it's an area of their life such as health or relationship or finance, something that's really hurting them. We got to keep asking those follow-up questions. Tell me more. Why is that? When you say this, what do you mean? We got to ask those questions until that emotion starts coming out and that pain comes out. Now, the third question is maybe the most important, and that is the question of urgency. And the question specifically is, what happens if nothing changes? There's a great story that Tony Robbins tells about a dog sitting on a rusty nail, and a person walks by and sees the dog moaning and asks the owner, why is this dog moaning? The owner says, well, the dog's sitting on a rusty nail. And the person says, well, why doesn't he get off of it? And the owner says, because it doesn't hurt enough. So by asking what happens if nothing changes, what you're doing is you're helping your prospect to future cast and to really understand, hey, if I don't prioritize this, if I don't commit to this, if I don't invest in this, then nothing is going to change. It's only going to get worse. Because think about it like this. If you take a chair and put it out in the cold, is that the same chair when you come back 5 years later? No. It's going to be worse off, deteriorated, because nothing stays the same. It either gets better or worse. And if you put your attention and focus on it, like they can do when they sign up to work with you, well, then it'll get better. But if they don't and they ignore it, they continue to ignore it, well, then it's going to get worse. As Einstein says, to do the same thing over expecting different result is the definition of insanity. For them to not do something about it is kind of a form of insanity. And so it's your job as a sales professional, as a coach, to help them to see that. So those 3 questions, what do you want? What's standing in your way? What happens if nothing changes? Those 3 questions are responsible for a lot of money that I've either made or programs that I've sold over the last 10 years. So in summary, the greatest reason why coaches fail to convert clients is because they're serving and filling people's cups on the call without going into the pain and the urgency. And unless and until we learn to do that, we're going to continue to lose sales and our business is not going to go anywhere. It's in service of your business and in service of your clients to go into pain, to go into urgency. The three greatest questions that I know to do that are: what do you want? What's standing in your way? What happens if nothing changes? If this is valuable to you, like and subscribe, join the sales revolution. Let's grow and scale your business together. Until the next time, go out, change some lives, make some money, and have some fun. Peace.